mean by n factorial. 4 factorial, just as an example, 4 exclam, think of that as a post operator, I guess. That's equal to 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 is equal to 24. Okay. That's what we mean by factorial. Now, more generally, n factorial is equal to this string here. I just said 1 times 2 times 3 ellipsis n minus 1 n, which is really the same thing as this, just for arbitrary n. Now, it's useful to think of this for this particular problem as being equal to n minus 1 quantity factorial. So n minus 1 factorial times n. All right. This is 1 times 2 times 3 all the way out to n minus 1. You tack on an n and you just get n factorial here. Okay. Now let's take a look at this problem here. This was advertised as a nice problem. It was just a special case of a more general algebraic truth. Notice right here, just the pattern that you see right here, your A would be actually equal to 1,000. All right, as far as the choices of letters I'm using down here. So A would equal to 1,000. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and work out in general, then we'll come back and work that problem and maybe a problem with smaller numbers. Okay. So let's see what we can do towards just simplifying this expression without thinking about specific numerical values. Now, right here, I just rewrote this problem. And notice that you can actually take out a minus 1 factorial, which is in keeping with this rule up here. All right, so I took out a minus 1 factorial. A minus 1 factorial times a is just the a factorial you see right here. And of course, there's an understood 1 in front of anything, right? So that's where this 1 comes from, okay? Now notice, though, that a minus 1 factorial does include the factors 1, 2, 3, all the way out to a minus 2. And so this whole thing cancels with all but a minus 1 right here. Let me write that down. So you would have 1, and again, a minus 2 factorial would be a smaller number than a minus 1 factorial. It would leave the factor a minus 1. So you'd have 1 times a minus 1, 1 over a minus 1, excuse me. All right, and then again, this part right here would just represent the cancellation that would occur right here. Okay, now this a minus 1 is still left, and so we get this. Okay, and so you might want to write that as 1 over a minus 1 quantity squared. And that's the simplification of that relatively simple factorial expression. Now, it's never a bad idea to check out your result with some concrete values here. Let's try out, let's see, what do you want to try out? We could try out 4 factorial over 6 factorial minus 5 factorial. Okay, let's just see if it jives with this result right here. So we have 6 factorial minus 5 factorial. You know, I'm just doing number crunching right now, okay? And again, these numbers are almost too big for me, I think. So again, that's exactly in this form for a equals to 6, right? For a equals 6. So what does this end up being? Let's just go through it. 4 factorial is 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. That's 24. We've already seen that. So you have 24. Now 6 factorial is 1 times, you do 5 times this, which is 120, then 6 times 120 is 720. And so you would have 24 over 720 minus 120, right? Okay. Now let's keep going here. Ladies and gentlemen, I see that we would have 24 over 600. 720 minus 120 is just 600, right? There's a lot of 2's going on here. Let's see. There's a 4 common, so this would be 6 what over 150? 6 over 150, ladies and gentlemen. Right, 4 times 6 is, yeah, that's right. And then what we can, this would be what, that's equal to 1 over 25, isn't it? 6 times 25 is 150, right? So 6 over 150 is 1/25. All right, but notice that's exactly what you would get here, because our A was equal to 6, right? Our A was equal to 6 right here. And so this would be equal to 1 over 6 minus 1 squared. That's 1 over 5 squared. Okay? So we're pretty confident we didn't make any mistakes with our algebra. All right, so we proved just kind of a general result here. Now let's go and check on what this gentleman did, what the answer would be for him. Remember, it's 1 over A minus 1 quantity squared. So let's go up here. For this problem right here, this would just be 1 divided by 999. I'm not going to go to the trouble to try to calculate that. So that'd be the answer to this particular problem. That again, it's just a special case of what we did right down here. So I guess this would be, quote, the answer for what I was trying to achieve. Okay, an expression like this is always going to evaluate to 1 over A minus 1 quantity squared. And I think we need to say that A has a natural number greater than or equal to 2, right? A is a member of the integers greater than or equal to 2. Because you'd get crazy, like if A were 1, you would have minus 1 factorial, which doesn't mean anything in the discrete case. But anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed.